we'll talk a little bit. I'll probably end up doing another webinar at some point on this and kind of do a deep dive on it. But we'll kind of hit it from a high level on this webinar. And the secret to getting ranked on the Google map. So there's, a few key, like I said, I'm not going to go all the way down to the details, but a few things that'll help you guys out is obviously you got to have the Google My Business and you need to get it verified. That's step one. You're not going to get there without that. And then, you want to have, this is just kind of like a little citation diagram over here. And, all these are pointing back to the website. And this is where your name, address, phone number, right? Your NAP. So Google can kind of, just like it's drawn out here, Google can kind of scan this and read and say, like, all right, man, these guys are all over the place. We're going to give them more authority, more relevance, and that'll give you better map rankings in the map pack for that. And then reviews, like I just spoke about. You've got to get reviews. I think, it's becoming more and more important. Just from a conversion aspect. Not only does it help you rank, and Google can see like, all right, man, these guys are getting great reviews. They're getting a lot of fresh ones. They must be busy. So not only does it help push you up, but I think from a conversion standpoint, like I just think about the way people I know, the way I shop. I think reviews are becoming more and more prevalent. And I think that they're definitely here to stay because that way the truth can come out, right? People can put whether you're doing a good job, and if somebody has, 100 reviews, and then the next guy has 5, 8, 9 times out of 10, the guy with 100. And the thing is, it's just going to build on itself too, right? He's already got a leg up on the other people in the map pack. It's just going to keep spiraling from there because people are going to see that, and it's just going to build more and more momentum for him moving forward. So, how to build up good relevant links. We've talked about relevant links a lot. That they're important to, point back to your website. Citations are important. So, all these need to be pointing back to your website. Like I mentioned, Manta, Yelp, your Facebook profile counts as a citation technically because there's a NAP in there, right? Name, address, phone number. So you just want to get a lot out there, and some of them have more authority than others. Obviously you don't want to go crazy. It could be wasting resources if you're trying just to get 500 irrelevant. But there's local local citations, and then citations with high authority, like Yelp, for example. That's a great citation because Yelp, I'm sure you guys have seen them. They're ranking all over the place for a lot of keywords because at this point they've been doing it for so long. They have so much authority. And if you are in the Restoration Industry Association or the ICRC, I don't know, I can't remember if they do this specifically or not, but a lot of times when you join these associations, they'll kind of list your business that you're certified or a member of this association. You might be a spot there to where you can put your website link in there. And like I mentioned before, Google's going to see like, oh man, this association has a lot of authority. It's all about restoration. This website over here, okay, they do restoration. You're going to get a lot more points for that versus just some random link, from some random blog that somebody linked over, to you from. And then I mentioned this, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, the social media profiles are great, relevant links to get. And then, local chamber of commerce, if you're a member of that, a lot of times you can get a link from them. Better Business Bureau. So anything, to that extent is a great way to get a link back to your site to help build up the authority long term. And another strategy, and this is kind of something that we kind of do with our clients, and I guess whoever you're currently working with, I'm sure hopefully they're kind of doing this as well, is if you're moving into a new city and you're on page 4, you're trying to get the top 3 spots. One way to do it is, why don't you analyze with the guys that are already there? Why don't you analyze their link profile and see where they're getting links? And a lot of times what you'll find is you can go to the same sites and get links there yourself, right? Google has already shown that they like those links, right? Because they've already put them in the 1, 2, 3 spots. So why not just reverse engineer it, get links from the same places, and then what's going to happen is you'll naturally find, yourself crawling up as well. So, I mean, it kind of seems obvious, but what we've noticed, when companies, leave who they're with and kind of come over to us, and we start diving into some of this. I mean, you think it's obvious, but there's a lot of companies that aren't currently doing this. So keep that in mind, moving forward as you guys are trying to, increase your rankings, that you can always reverse engineer what's working currently and these link profiles are obviously going to vary, right? You need to do this specifically for your territory, your site, because Google doesn't, obviously the backlinks to every site in every city is going to be different. So that's why it's important to analyze it down to a local level. So a few things that, what do these sites have in common that are in the 3-pack? So obviously, if you analyze enough of this data, you can see there's a trend that, or a common theme across them, right? And they all have it claimed and verified. Google My Business Link, obviously. There's, a lot of reviews going on. Every now and then you might see a company in the 3-pack with 0 reviews. And if that's the case, it's, probably a, low population city. That's the only time we've ever come across that. These days, but usually there's going to be, and a lot of times you see somebody in there who's on top of their review, game, for lack of a better term, but because they'll have a ton of reviews and you can just see them sitting right there in the #1 spot. And then you want to have, this ties back into the on page we talked about earlier. You want to have the keywords on your site that's in your Google My Business profile. That way you can link and Google sees the relevance, like, oh, okay, this listing is restoration. Oh man, this page is relevant to the location where this Google My Business listing is. Okay, well, we're going to give this some, points for that. And, lots of citations with a consistent reference of NAP. And make sure it's consistent too. We do see a lot of times it'll be water damage Inc. on one NAP, and water damage Inc. of Miami and the next NAP. You want to have the consistent name across all your directories and all your citations across the board, and then that way Google will see, okay, this is all the same company, and we're going to give them more authority for that and being consistent with that. Otherwise, you're just wasting your time, really, because it's not going to give you any extra power. And then you want to have a solid link profile across the web. And again, this is a consistent thing. Sometimes it blows our mind. Some people think you can do this and just kind of stop, but this is definitely a long-term play, because if you're not doing it, I can promise you the guy below you in the search results, he's paying somebody to take your spot. So just make sure you're consistently doing this, or having somebody look at it on a consistent basis. Hope you got value out of that video. If you're looking for more ideas and strategies for better ways to market your water, mold, or fire damage restoration business online, you can go to restorationmarketinggroup.com, and there we have a free checklist you can download. It's called the Ultimate Online Marketing Guide for Damage Restoration Contractors. And there you'll be able to get the latest strategies that are working now to really increase your lead flow online. You could probably even 5 to 10x the number of leads you're getting per month from internet marketing. So there should be a link below, restorationmarketinggroup.com, and there you can download the checklist for free of charge, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks.